Hi everyone. Let us look at how we can write the manifest source for a custom microbus add-on board. The first example we are planning to see is the Ethernet click add-on board, which has the ENC28J60 device on the SPI bus on the microbus port. The device has an active low reset and generates interrupts that needs to be serviced at the falling edge. Let us look at the manifest source for the Ethernet click. We follow a standard to include the kconfig entry for the device driver in the manifest source comments. Lines starting with semicolon are considered as comments in the manifest source. And then we have the manifest header where we specify the manifest version. And then the interface descriptor where we specify the vendor and product string IDs. These are mapped to a corresponding string descriptors within the manifest. So we have the vendor ID as microelectronica and the product ID string as the Ethernet ETHCLIP. Then we have the microbus descriptor where we describe the pin states on the microbus ports which needs to be set up for the add-on board to work correctly. So we have an entry for each pin on the microbus port, and then each pin can be set to a default state or one of the GPIO states. So a PWM pin can take its PWM state or one of the GPIO states. So in this case, we are setting the interrupt pin as a GPIO input, the SPI pins as a standard SPI mode, and then the reset pin as a GPIO output high, since the device has an active low reset and we need to prevent a reset happening. Then we have the bundle and support descriptors. These descriptors are not currently used within the microbus driver, but they describe the Graybus resources that the device uses. So we have a bundle of the class GP5, and then we have three supports which corresponds to the devices resources used. So we have two GPIO supports on support 1 and 2, and then we have a support with the protocol hex B, which maps to the SPI protocol, Graybus protocol. Then we have the device descriptor, which describes the device properties. We have the device driver string ID, which maps to string descriptor for the driver. And we have the protocol hex B maps to the SPI protocol. Then we have the mode, which maps to the SPI mode of operation. And then we have the rec value. The rec for SPI devices will be the chip select relative to the microbus port. 0 will correspond to the devices that use the chip select default chip select pin on the microbus port, and 1 will be for the some devices that use as the reset pin on the microbus port as a chip select. Then the max speed is the max speed for the on the SPI bus the device can operate. And then we have the IRQ. The IRQ value for this device is set as 1, which is mapped to the microbus pin in interrupt pin on the microbus port. Even though the IRQ value is a relative value in the manifest, this will be translated to the corresponding GPIO IRQ for corresponding to the interrupt GPIO pin on the microbus port to which the add-on board is attached. The IRQ type can take any value which is defined in the Linux interrupt.h. Now let us look at a different add-on board manifest which presents two devices to the host. So this add-on board is based on an LSM303AGR device which has an magnetometer and an accelerometer in the same die, which sits on the I2C bus on the microbus port, and the magnetometer on board has an interrupt that needs to be serviced on the rising edge. Let's look at the manifest for the LSM303AGR click. So we are setting the interrupt pin as an GPIO input and the I2C pins for the default state. And we have a support descriptor 1 for corresponding to the interrupt GPIO and the support 2 for the I2C protocol. So then for the I2C clicks, the reg value corresponds to the address of the device on the I2C bus. And as we can see, this manifest presents two devices, the magnetometer and the accelerometer to the host. So we have two device descriptors. Now let us see how additional named properties can be passed to device drivers through the manifest. The example here is based on an EEPROM 2 click which has an M95M02 EEPROM from Microchip. It's an SPI based micro EEPROM, uses the 8025 driver. Let's look at the manifest source for the EEPROM 2 click. The other fields are very similar to the previous manifest. So we have a new field in the device descriptor, which is the prop link. Prop link is a index of the property descriptor. The property descriptor is used to pass named properties to device drivers. So the prop link one means that we are mapping the array of properties index which is in the property descriptor 1 to the device. So this means that the properties, the descriptors 1, 2, 3 and 4 are mapped to the device descriptor. So we can see that the property descriptor 2, 3 and 4 are corresponds to the property unsigned 32. So we are passing the size, page size and the address width which is required by the device driver to identify the device correctly. So let us see how these values are going to be consumed inside the 8025 device driver. So we can see that the device driver uses device property read U32 calls to fetch the values which we pass through the manifest. So these device property reads are calls are based on the unified properties API using within the microbus driver to pass in the named properties. Now let us look at an example where we pass named GPIOs to the device driver. The example add-on board is the SHT1X click which has the SHT11 device. So the device uses the I2C pins, SAL and SDA pins, but it's not an actual I2C device. But it speaks its own different protocol. Now let us look at the manifest for the SHT1X click. So in this manifest, we are setting the I2C pins SAL and SDA as and the GPIO output low states, as these pins are now going to be used as GPIOs. In the Grebus descriptors also we have two C ports which corresponds to the Grebus GPIO protocol. And the device descriptor has a protocol hex FE which maps to the Grebus raw protocol which is used for the platform devices in the microbus driver. So where we have a GPIO link property link field in the device descriptor similar to the property link field. So we are now mapping it to property descriptors 2 and 3 as named GPIOs to the device. So in the property descriptor 2 and 3 has the value 4 and 5. The 4 and 5 are the relative positions of the SCL and SDA pins on the microbus port, and then we have the names for the um, pins described as string descriptors CLK and data. Then the device driver can use standard dev GPIO get calls to fetch the GPIO, named GPIO. In the case of named GPIOs also, we are providing a relative value within the manifest source, but this will be translated to the actual GPIO on the microbus port to which the add-on mode is attached within the microbus driver.